Wow, Hot Toys. A lifelike figure of Scarlett Johansson in my living room? Yes, please. And let's take a closer look at this new Black Widow figure by Hot Toys. Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be diving into the new Black Widow Artist Edition that was recently revealed by Hot Toys. Now this is modeled after original costume back in our Iron Man debut in the MCU. It's a special re-release and it's part of their continued Artist Edition lines. And now there are actually two variants to this, which we'll dive more into the video later. But one of them is the Artisan Edition, and the other is the Special Edition exclusive, right? So very subtle difference between the two, which we'll look more shortly. But this definitely stands out in terms of collectability and displayability. So it's a really good release by Hot Toys. And I personally just love this sort of OG MCU edition of Black Widow. It really fits her persona, the character itself, the costume, her look, and just Scarlett Johansson are all just absolutely stunning. So kudos to Hot Toys for being able to release this over to us collectors, right? In terms of what comes with the Artisan Edition figure, there's a lot of enhanced features here. Now you can see there's a good amount of accessories, but where I think the Artisan Edition really has a lot more value added are the artisanal features themselves, right? Now it does come with a separate rolling eyeball, so two pairs of eyeballs. In terms of weapon accessories, you get the pistols, her stinger, grenades, and a choking wire, right? You also get a bunch of her hands as well. There's also updates to her physique, which we'll dive more into shortly, and the new magnetic base, right, which is really cool. Now, in terms of the special edition exclusive, you can see here that it includes the Iron Man gauntlet, right? Now, this is taken from a scene out of the MCU movie, so Hot Toys decided to include this as part of board and background. It's a cool added feature, but I'm not really sure if it's worthy of a special edition exclusive should be. And in terms of the accessories, well, we're going to take a closer look to that as well as we move forward. But in terms of the actual statue details, it's a 1/6 scale, right? It's about 6 inches tall, 10 inches wide, 16 inches deep, and I believe it weighs around 4 pounds, right? Now, this is a really good looking shot of Scarlett Johansson here, right? She has that fierce model look on her face, and it really allows it to be well displayed in anyone's collection, right? Now, if we dive more into the design itself, you can see here that the body is greatly articulated, and the costume a lot fits very well in terms of the shape and overall look of the piece, right? There's obviously a lot of different sculpting points here. I believe there's about around 30 points of articulations, so it allows for a lot more really cool sort of MCU's Iron Man style poses that we've seen her in the past in other movies as well, right? Like if you kind of think of all the cool scenes that she had when she was fighting that hallway and smacking up all those agents, you can kind of fulfill those poses and have her on display, right? And it has a lot of cool interactable accessories as well, which is always a big plus, right? And obviously it has a ton of action posability, right? Which I mentioned, like if you take a look at some of the scenes in Iron Man 2, right? But I really like the updated color shading used in her costume here, right? You can see that the blue's been updated. It's a little darker, more refined, as are the material on her costume. Now you do see some bend in her elbow. It's nothing significant, right, on the inside of her elbow when she bends her arm. But overall, the overall look of it, great. A lot of it comes from her face and highly detailed hair. So at least to me, that's what stands out the most in terms of this figure. But overall, it is magnificent, right? Now, if you take a closer look at her face, you can see that the artist edition really has a lot of enhanced features here, right? Again, you can see here it gives you a good shot of the two different eyeballs. Right, there's one that where she's just like kind of looking at you, and the other one looks like she just kind of wants to beat you up, right? So that's kind of cool. And they have also done updates to her like her lips, her skin, and just the overall like her overall face, which is good, right? Now, in terms of the hair, this is where it gets really interesting. Is they've implanted wool hair, right? Kind of like high quality premium dye, right? So you have those extra dramatic sort of waves in her hair. So regardless if you're doing static or dynamic poses, she never really looks boring, right? She kind of just has that cool look to her, right? And it really does her movie look justice, in my opinion. And I'm sure that if and when you have this in your display, for any of your buddies that don't have it, I'm sure they'll all get jealous, right? Now, moving on to her like back area, there's a lot of updates that were done here by Hot Toys, right? You can see here that they refined the body and proportion of her body to match more movie, right? In Iron Man 2. Now they made her top looks like it's been more curved out, and obviously the bottom here, right? So I actually had to rewatch Iron Man 2 a couple times just to make sure everything matched, right? From the movie model over to this figure, and obviously it does, right? Which is great. So kudos to Hot Toys, for giving her an updated look and really bringing that realism factor, especially fans or like true fans of this character and that want to have it well displayed and well articulated as well, right? Now, if you move into some accessories, here's a really cool shot of her widow wire. Right now, it doesn't look like it's expandable, unfortunately. It looks like it's just a single length, but that's okay because it could be used in multiple poses and your displays. But honestly, I mean, I thought or think rather it would have been cool if it was expandable, right? So that like for example, if she wanted to if you want to pose her rather with like a group of folks or someone like the Red Hulk and or Thanos, that wire would be sort of expandable, right? And it would look like it would be more dynamic. But nevertheless, it's still pretty cool, So I do like the wire, but again, I kind of wish it was expandable. In terms of her famous widow stingers, right? Here's a nice shot of it. You can see that there's a lot of details, not just to her stingers, but also itself, right? Now, what would have been another cool addition is kind of giving her those blue electrical stinger type of accessories. It's kind of weird to me that they did not include something like that. But I guess in Iron Man 2 she really didn't use it, so outside of stinging one person in close range, so I guess that's okay. But it's just another cool accessory that I feel like they should have added. Right now, in terms of the special edition, remember there are two versions to this artisan edition. There's a closer shot of the special exclusive edition, right? So it does come with the Arman gauntlet, and I believe it'll be limited to 4,000 pieces, whereas the standard artisan without the Arman gauntlet will be limited to 2 pieces, right? So here I'm sure that they've used this Iron Man gauntlet from another piece. It does have that standard uh, coloring, repulsor ray, and I kind of also like, or rather, I do like how it can go over the arm, and I don't think it's not like it's a disjointed arm where you have to take it off and put it back on, right? You can kind of slip this on and off at will, right? And again, I'm not really sold on this being the best accessory as an exclusive, but it does add some, additional collectability factor to it. And it's also good to have it, or rather, gives you a good reason to display it near Iron Man and or some of our fellow Avengers, just so you can kind of see it as a statement piece, right? You may not want it as a statement piece, which is fine, but this is a nice addition to Widow here. Now, if you take a closer look at the base, it's really cool because it's a new magnetic base, right? At least for her, right? So it looks like it's modeled off it is modeled probably off the floor from her hallway fight in Iron Man 2. It doesn't require a stand, which is good. It's not clunky, a very clean look, just like the floor used there. And magnet it connects magnetically, right? So you can just pin her on or off. No damage to her boots, no damage to her back, usually a male female sort of plugging system or any of that stuff, right? Another thing is that it probably would have been cool if they added some sort of backdrop components to this to help make it feel more premium, in my opinion. But again, this is a nice base overall, and it's very clean and fitting, right? Now, from my understanding, it's not up for pre-order yet on the site, but expected to be priced around 400 or $450, right? And remember, the special exclusive edition is only limited to 4,000 pieces, whereas the artisan edition is limited to only 2,000 pieces, right? So yeah, definitely stay tuned using the link in our bio for the latest news and more information on this figure as we receive it, right? Yeah, so thanks for joining me today as we explore the new Black Widow Artisan Edition by Hot Toys. Are you a fan of the new enhanced artisanal features added to Black Widow as much as I am? Let me know in the comments below what really stands out to you, and whether you'll be picking it up. But overall, I do think this is worth the extra cash, especially if you really want that lifelike and or stylized type of collectible piece, right? Yeah, and don't forget to please smash that subscribe button for more content on the coolest collectibles around. Until next time, folks, keep on collecting.